So I'm in real estate, yeah. So I belong to Remax Liberty. Been with them for since I pretty much obtained my license. My good friend Marco, he's the one that got me into real estate.
How did you... Yeah, I would say kind of be like, okay, it makes sense to invest.
I was against
equity.
it. I was against it. I was against real estate. I was against becoming a real estate agent. I was against, going to get my license, studying for the test. I was against going back to school. I was against it.
Why?
Because I didn't want to go back to school.
Okay.
I was already going to school for my master's. So I was like, hey, I can't go to another school.
Oh, now you're doing that school?
So I was.
Okay.
So my friend Marco, I literally just met up with him about an hour ago. My friend Marco shows up to my house at the time. And he was like, hey, bro. So Jose, my other friend that I took to Sean's gym. Mm-hmm. So we're close. It's the three of us. Nice. Jose's Dominican. Marco's Puerto Rican, and I'm Peruvian. We met through the Marine Corps, and it's always been the three pretty much three peas in pods.
Yeah, nice.
So them two, they're like, oh, we're about to get into real estate. We're about to change the game, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. We want you to come on board and be another real estate agent with us. I was like, no.
I'm good.
I didn't want to do it, man.
Yeah.
I was against it. I was fighting it. And I was working on my car at the time, and Marco shows up. And he's like, you're going to do it. I was like, I'm not going to do it.
He's like, I'll choke you right now.
He's like, you're going to do it with us. I was like, no, I'm not. He was like, yeah, you are. He was like, too bad. I bought the course and you already enrolled you in the school. Bye.
Dang. Okay.
So like that. That's how it went down. And he had already gotten the enrollment. He signed me up. He did everything pretty much for me. And he's like, you just need to go to class.
Okay.
You need to go to class and you need to pass that exam. So he did all that. He ended up joining Remax Liberty. And then he introduced me to the owner, who is another brother to me. His name is Anthony Glenn. And I joined Remax Liberty team. And I've been with them ever since.
That's sick. So, yeah, you were like, I don't know if I should do it. Is that, yeah.
I didn't know anything about real estate. The only thing that I knew is, in order to buy a house, you need an agent or something like that. Okay. The only thing to sell a house, you need an agent.
Okay.
So that's the only thing that I knew, because I had already purchased a home in Vegas.
Okay.
And I didn't use my military benefits for that house because the agent didn't know anything about our entitlements, our benefits.
Okay.
Which blows my mind. I ended up. It was a hard lesson, an expensive lesson.
Okay.
Because with utilizing the VA loan for military service members, you don't have to do a down payment. Because I didn't utilize my entitlements, my benefit, I gave the down payment.
Okay.
Which I didn't have to, which it cost me money.
Yeah. Dang. So you're saying now you should go with who actually will help you out and who's there. They're like, I know this, I know, boom, 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 boom.
So actually, the real estate license is actually one of the most common license besides having your actual driver's license. Oh, that's how common it is.
I'm good then.
So everybody has a real estate license. Everybody and their mom has a real estate license. Okay. You know someone that knows someone that
I know so many people like, hey, do you want to buy a house?
Exactly.
I'm like, okay.
So you have to make sure you get with someone that knows the system, that knows the benefits, that knows the ins and outs of a home inspection, how the market's going and things like that, because that will cost you money.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's a huge, huge, huge investment.
Yeah.
And what I tell my clients all the time, I was like, hey, we're going to do this together. I was like, I want you to feel as comfortable as possible because this is a huge investment.
Okay.
Most houses here in California are over $500,000.
Except for right here, we are in a small, what is it, 800 square, probably less. Probably, it's a small, and I'm paying 18 something. And I'm like, $1,800 for a small apartment? I'm like, so, okay.
Go ahead.
Like, he's like, bro. No, he's like, what's that? So, okay. So, okay, I would say, like, yeah, us, we're like, okay, I want to stop over. Yeah, I would say I am over paying. Yeah, up to a point, but it's where I am. It's an okay area, so yeah, that's also in there as well. But so, like, how would you help out me saying, oh, yeah, this is too small, this sucks, I want to hop into a house? Yeah, how does that work?
So first things first, I would get you in contact with some lender.
Okay.
With a lender, because the lender has to pretty much go through your entire history, see how accurate you've been on payments and things like that.
Like here? Or?
No, just your whole history, like your debt.
Oh, for
your credit. See where your credit, see how many late payments you've had, how on-time payments you had, see how much debt you currently have, see how much your income is, and so on. So based on that, he or she's gonna pre-approve you based on your debt to income ratio.
Okay, yeah.
So if then once he or she pre-approves you, then they issue a pre-approval letter to you. You're right now pre-approved, emphasis on that, pre-approved. It's not approval yet.
It's almost there.
It's almost there.
Yeah.
You're for X amount of dollars.
Okay.
So once we have that, we go into the market to see what, I'm going to try to keep you under budget.
What options?
Yep. So based on your needs and wants, we're going to go look. And this is the really fun part because, it's your first house. I'm trying to make it as exciting as possible. Yeah. And at the same time, trying to calm you down because you're nervous as heck because it is a large purchase.
Yeah. Okay.
But in order to get pre-approved, they have to go through all your current bills. They have to go through all your current debt. And that's how the loan system works. Is they look at all your debt, see what you can afford. If your debt is too high for your income, then we have to work on that first. And the lenders that I usually work with, they'll give you something called a roadmap, and pretty much give you like a strategy or a plan to like, here, pay this off at a certain time, at a certain amount, so we can boost up your credit. At the same time, get this lowered to, it's like a scale.
Okay, yeah. So I would say, you should probably do that, because I've heard of a lot of people who want to, they want to drive a certain car. I'm like, bro, you're paying $800 a month for that? How? And you only make like, not even, I'm like, so it's more that you and them actually look at to help us out.
So if I'm understanding correctly, that they're getting too much of a car and too much of a payment on the car, and that's like throwing their whole system off.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's awesome car, but it's like you should probably.
What I would probably do, because expensive cars can turn, instead of an asset, can turn into a liability.
Okay.
Like you want assets.
Yeah.
Like buying a home, that's an asset. You know, things like that.
I've heard you should not, own a house. You should rent, and then all this kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, cool, but for who he is,
it just depends on the situation, on your finances. If right now you could only rent, then it is what it is. You can only rent.
Yeah.
At the same time, I would also give you a friendly advice, but like, hey, try to live under your means so you can end up saving more money.
Yeah, people, I'm gonna ball out. I'm like, bro,
okay, that's not smart.
It's like, bro, okay. And then so I'm like, okay, I make this much, I owe on my car, or all this kind of stuff. So like, right after that, how does it go?
You give all that information to the lender.
Okay.
So the lender will ask for your taxes, your driver's license, bank statements,
Everything.
employment, just to verify your income, to verify your debt, to verify who you are, and things like that.
And then I would be like, okay, let's go look at this house, this house, this house.
So once you're pre-approved, you give me your needs and your wants.
Okay.
I go into the MLS. I go look for all the houses with your needs and your wants.
Okay.
And then we just, on a Saturday, Friday, whatever, we just go look at houses.
Oh, that's tight. And then you're like, okay, I want that house right there. And you're like, okay. And then
we'll narrow the search. Be like, oh, I like these 5 houses.
Okay.
So then at that point, myself as your real estate agent, I'll be like, hey, we're going to submit offers on all these.
Okay.
We're going to submit offers on all these because offers are free. They don't cost you anything. It's just more work for your real estate professional. Most of the real estate agents will be like, oh, no, we're only going to do it on your top 2.
You're like, nope.
Nah. We want to submit as many offers as you can because you're casting a net, and you want to have the control. You want to have the options. Instead of you only do 2 offers, then if both of them say no,
the odds are okay.
But if you submit 5 offers, then 2 say no, 2 say maybe, 1 says yes, then we have 3 to work out of.
There we go. Nice. That's smart. Yeah, I'm not even sure how it all kind of is, like, oh, you should buy a house. If you put all this into it, you're going to, I'm like, cool, awesome. I'm going to go speak to somebody who knows it. It's like, oh, yeah, I could go, like, there's a lot of people who just kind of go online, like, oh, yeah, I should do this. I'm like, okay. But are they there with you to help you? Oh, look, I've learned this.
You can go online. You can go on these third-party applications, but as soon as you submit your information to them and create a little profile, you know those search engines for homes and things like that. As soon as you put in your information, you're gonna get spammed and spammed because those parties, those companies, those websites will sell your information to other real estate agents or to telemarketers so that you can get spammed.
Oh, you can get calls.
You're gonna get calls. Oh my goodness.
You're like, I was sleeping. Yeah, I've gotten some early, and I'm like, who is this? Like, oh, hi, this is. I'm like, what? Anyways, whole big deal. So mainly, you should seek help.
It's definitely recommended. Seek help from someone that you trust, someone that you know. That way you guys build a relationship because most of my clients that I've helped, I still talk to this day. It doesn't matter. The furthest client that I've helped has been in the Bay Area.
Oh, wow.
Her name's Tracy.
So
Tracy. I flew up there for about a week or so to help her find the right house for her family. And then she actually got her real estate license and joined the RE/MAX Liberty team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like I said, I try to make relationships with my clients. I try to make sure that they are comfortable, that all their questions are answered, because at the end of the day, you're about to spend a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
And I need you to make sure that you're cool, calm, and collective, and you need to make sure that this is the right thing.
Well, that's, I would say, like I would say just that right there. Like, are you good? Everything good? Do you have any more questions? Because when you go out and buy a car, they're like, hey, like you should. So it's kind of.
I like helping find homes. I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm trying to make people achieve some kind of goal, some kind of dream, because I wasn't born here, and most people that have that American dream is owning a home.
Yeah.
So that's a big achievement for a lot of my friends, a lot of my clients, and things like that.
Nice. And I've seen people own like home, and I'm like, so how do you do that? But I'm sure it's a lot of, like, you get like a loan here, and then like, like certain certain.
It just depends. Like you can buy a home here as soon as you move. Let's say you and your significant other move to Texas. The home here you can either sell or rent, and you can buy another home over there in Texas.
Yeah. Wow, that's super cool. So I would say you can actually own
Multiple homes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At no age, at the 18 and up, or is it?
Yeah, 18 and up.
18. Nice.
Specifically, if you're in the military, active duty, you're gonna get some kind of housing allowance, especially if you're married. Like
Okay.
if you use it for rent, you're just throwing that money down the drain. If you're using that allowance to buy a house, hey, you're about to be a 19-year-old homeowner.
Yeah.
That in 3 years, that house is gonna build so much equity that you can sell it or rent. And then you use that same money to purchase in another state, or because you're gonna get orders there, and keep
smart.
repeating.
Yeah.
Keep repeating, and by the age of 30, you can either have
Like 6
a few $100,000 in your bank account, or you can have 6 or 7 homes.
Yeah, and like each house, like I want to sell that. Cut the tie. Yeah, you can sell.
You can sell, you can rent, whatever.
Airbnb it out.
Airbnb is a tricky situation, but
Okay.
yes, you could possibly do that if the area allows it.
So yeah, I would say whoever because I've heard of certain there's a lot of people out here that they're like, oh, I have to go to wherever, and it's not here, and they're like, oh, I have a house here, go over there, get a house.
Yep, you can put it to rent or sell it.
And that's just it's just so smart. I would say I'm not too old to actually get into the to buy like a house, but it's just that I haven't been exposed to it. Like, oh yeah, you're supposed to buy a house, but you're gonna pay taxes on it. I'm like, bro, that's my house. I just bought, So
We gotta pay taxes no matter what.
the loopholes. Right?
That
No, not on taxes, baby.
not on taxes, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah. Which is, if you guys want him on again, go ahead, like, hey, I want those loopholes, or if you just want to be like, hey, how are you? I'm so and so. Like, I want to know how to do certain things, right? I will put
On my Instagram?
your license and all that down below. If you're like, oh, I should buy a house and stop paying $18 for a small ass apartment, because this place is packed out. We got books, we got a TV on the wall, we got this old OG looking stuff. Well,
Shelves.
Shelves. I was like a book. No, that's not a bookcase. But yeah, because if you have, you have
3 boys?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Here, upstairs, I think they're paying almost
$3,000?
Yeah,
Makes sense.
month for an apartment you don't own or anything.
No. If you multiply your rent times 12,
Is how much is what for each year?
it's a scary number. Multiply that times 12, and then the average lease is about 2 to 3 years. So multiply that times 3 or 2, and it's a scary, scary number.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I just spent so much on something I don't own. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just like, oh, here's space you use, and then you leave. Mm-hmm. It's like, you don't. He's like, I've seen it so many times. I'm sure you have. And I'm not old. I'm just older, and I'm just now exposed to this. I'm like, hence why. Out there, if you aren't as old, hey, you should hop into homes, rent, sell, all the options you have. Here you can Airbnb this out. No, because it's not in your.
It just depends
Yeah, it's a
on your
whole thing.
community, your HOA. Just depends on the areas. Like San Diego's a big no.
Yeah.
Like downtown, big no.
No, they're like, what are you guys doing? No. So for all that we've kind of went, you hopped into that. You want to speak about anything else to help them out there with? Like
if you don't know something,
houses?
just literally just ask. If it's regarding jiu-jitsu, real estate, just ask. There's no dumb question. There's nothing like that. It's free information. Just if you're considering joining a jiu-jitsu team, all jiu-jitsu is good jiu-jitsu. Just try it out.
Yeah.
Just as long as you try it, I guess.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, 9 out of 10 times, you're gonna fall in love with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. The pin hurt. I'm heavier for sure. He's like, bro. No. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, with that, either being buying 6 houses, all that kind of stuff, which is awesome. All you out there too, you gotta. I would say you gotta invest into something because you are investing right now. Mm-hmm. You just don't know it. Either in life you're gonna invest into your job. So I know people that have been at their job for a long time, and I'm like, you're only getting $1,800 a month after you retire, and you're like 102, and I'm like, how does that make any sense? But now I'm opening my eyes to certain options, and I'm like, so we are going to wrap it up, and I was gonna say thank you so much.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you,
Carlos. This is awesome. Yeah, he's a smasher. He's a smasher. Look, you have that smile too.
No, I don't.
Oh, no. But thank you guys out there for being here with us, and have a great rest of your day or night wherever you are. And thank you for tuning in to the TheRawGrasp Podcast.